Oh, hello, you seem to have caught me. Hello! I am Giacomo Benigrosefo, and I play Ash Ketchum in Super Smash Brotherhood. I came across the Zaandarbrow cast when I entered a place called college, and ever since that very moment, I have not had a proper sleeping or eating schedule. Well, first time on set was weird. I didn't really know what to do. I was just following things around. It was actually kind of like a spring of luck, because I actually was just waiting months for, Brower to tell me, hey, get on set! And then I got on set. I put on this hat, but, it was a different hat. It was a piece of crap. And I must say, the first time on set is always your best, because it's when everything is fresh, Now, at first, I knew this was going to be a low-budget thing, but I still tried my best. I went in day one, putting in my all, even though I fucked up really bad, the first time, that one moment with the phone call. Everyone knows that from my first production diary, and the fact that I got beat up by Mario. I'm still bitter over that. It's a ripoff. Well, let's see. What are the cast members like? Well, they're creepy and they're kooky, mysterious and spooky. They're all together ooky, like the Addams Family. Nah, but the cast is special to me. They're like the first crew I've ever been around. We all have our moments where we're at each other's throats and we always say, "God damn it, Brower!" That's every production, by the way, but that's not the point. Everyone is, at the end of the day, a very good person, and that is very special to be around when it comes to your first crew. Now, editing software, I did not know anything about that. I was never involved with the editing until I started coming more often. Costumes? I really didn't know what to expect with the costumes, but for how it is, I was really impressed with how the costumes were. Pretty spot on. That Waluigi, though, he's crazy. The character that Ash probably gets along with the most is probably either Link or Luigi. At first setup, we did kind of show, it's hey, Luigi and Ash got a good thing going on. It's don't mind that. They do have that relationship going on of they're good buddies, but Ash and Link, I must say, probably do hang out because they're probably so friggin' bitter over the fact that they're not main characters, which is still, one of my favorite moments from Season 1 or 2, whatever season that was, that it's just Link, I have my own games, you have your own games, why are we not the main characters of this? Chapter 1 and Chapter 2... I would say, the big change between all of that had to definitely involve story. Everything started getting more action-packed, and it's when the whole tournament ended, that's when everything just went friggin' up and how everything started flowing. And overall, I would have to say, though, Season 3 has been my favorite season of film so far, amongst all of them. Season 3 has just had so much put into it as for the finale, and I hope you are all enjoying it. I first started doing choreography for the show at the Season 2 finale, I believe it was, with Mario versus Waluigi, and I briefly helped out Wario versus Luigi. That was my first time ever choreographing anything, and it still holds up as my favorite because of how much was put in and how I just did all of that. No experience with choreography whatsoever. That all I really knew was minor fencing and what I see from Star Wars. Oh wait. Am I allowed to say that, or is that copyrighted? Alright. In Season 2, you have noticed it's like, oh, these people kind of either died off or just did not appear, and that's mainly due in fact that these people just were too busy, and it's like their schedules were really conflicting with everything that, in the end, we do have to either let them die off, or we just don't do anything with these characters whatsoever. It sucks, but that's what happens. The thing that made Season 3, like, have all this improvement was, it started off with Patrick getting this, really high-quality camera, and it's like, whoa. But, you know, as far as choreography goes, that got better as we started gaining more knowledge of martial arts, and we started implementing that into what we do. Acting, I must say, has even gotten better, which Brower actually started putting in improv, and for the first time, I was blown away by something that he was actually acting, which he's had experience with, something that I have made that he got really ragged on for his lack of acting, and for him to, like, blow me away from going from bad acting to superb acting is incredible, and the same thing goes for Lackett. Voice acting has just gotten so much better when it came to Waluigi or Luigi, you know? Bowser especially. Makeup? We've always had issues with makeup, but this season involved so much makeup that over time of constantly doing the same thing over and over again, you learn to just get better at it. Practice makes perfect. Now, when I first signed on, I actually was very well aware of the fact that YouTube was done before with these people. I was replacing a previous actor. These were all things that I was told about before officially signing on, and in all honesty, when it comes to Smash Brotherhood, you can definitely watch this on its own. That the character I had to replace is actually completely different from the one from previous. They're both separate and do their own thing that makes them well done. And in all honesty, I say you should watch Young Mario Bros. First and then Smash Brotherhood, because you see the improvement of everybody that way. Now, with Luigi Chronicles, we'll definitely learn a lot from Smash Brotherhood as far as everything goes from story, production, costumes, directing. It's indeed is something that it's not going to be its own standalone thing. It's going to be a continuation of everything we've done together, and I look very much forward to it. It's going to be hell to make, but for one last show ride, I'm all game for it. Dark Link or Ash? It's very hard for me to say because it's essentially saying, do you want this apple or do you want this orange more? They're both fruits, but they're both different, if you feel me. Essentially, Dark Link is a much more aggressive character. It shows that I can be serious and put a lot of character into something that is mute, whereas Ash shows how much comedy I can put into something. It's very hard for me to say which is my favorite between the two, simply because they show off two very different skills. Good for preventing typecasting, I'll say that, but still, I guess at the end of the day, I would always give it to Ash, simply because it's a role I've done more, and it's a role that I've gotten into the most. Now, my thoughts on the channel and cast are as follows. This channel is very special in a way. Granted, it's not my own channel, which I'm under 100 compared to the over 1,300 subscribers that you are, which you're all very beautiful people. Mwah, mwah, love you all. But essentially, it's given me opportunities to try out more things on my own. It's allowed me to try out my own directing. It's allowed me to try out more of my own acting. It's allowed me to put in my own music. And the cast is always, like, very willing to collaborate, and that's always something that makes me happy. It's like, even on an off day, this is like, we'll just do something together. We'll like make food. Like one time I made mac and cheese chicken quesadillas, and it's like it was incredible. We'll go swimming sometimes because I mean it's Florida. Look at that out here. It's nighttime, but you can still tell it's hot as hell. But yeah, I've enjoyed the almost 2 years that I've been a part of this channel, and part of me is kind of sad to see Smash Brotherhood come to an end, but all good things must come to an end. And thank you for this time, this interview. I hope you all have a lovely day, and don't forget, Ketchum. And, like always, shout out to my boys Adam and Alan up in Jersey. Alan, I haven't seen in so long, but we did stuff together with, you know, filming. Adam, my boy, he's a musician. I kicked him in the nuts. Shout out to Willow Lackett. Shout out to Tyler Dye. Shout out to Will Brower. Shout out to Patrick Robinson. Shout out to the entire cast that I haven't even met yet. Shout out to my own people. A shout out to Luna for participating in Channel 420 News a few times. Shout out to Willie for being Professor Ennis Long. Shout out to all 1,300 plus subscribers. I am, of course, Tio from Sadistic Joker Productions. And for Zaandarbrow, signing off. As far as channeling cast. Who is that? Hey! You two should kiss!
No, it's cool. I follow all the time. Do you guys smoke weed?
No.